What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am not only showing you guys my suit for 2018, but I'm also going to talk to you guys a little bit about choosing your competition bikini. Now this is one thing that can be really overwhelming. The first thing you have to decide is what kind of style and what kind of brand do you like. Now me specifically, I'm just going to be talking about Angel Competition Bikinis because they are my #1 go-to for bikinis. I've always adored every single one that they make. To me, nothing else compares. I know that there's other companies out there like Toxic Angels and Ravish Sands. I personally have never really liked their bikinis or tried their bikinis. They haven't worked for me. So I'm kind of an Angel girl for now, and I love Angel Competition Bikinis. Not only because I'm affiliated with them, but I truly love the company. I love everything they stand behind. And I just feel very blessed and lucky to work with them. So let's talk about bikinis. This is just a bikini case that I keep my competition bikini in. And I did do a previous video about the different cuts on different bottoms. If you guys want to see that video, I'll have it linked down below. But we're going to jump right into just different categories when it comes to choosing your suit. And I think the biggest one is color. Now, when it comes to considering the color of your suit, you need to also consider the color of your skin is going to be so different on stage. You are not going to be the color you are in everyday life. You're probably going to be about 5 shades darker than your normal shade. And it also will have a different undertone. Some people pull up like a bronze when they get a spray tan, or a red tone, or like a green tone, olive tone, yellow tone. So if you've ever had a spray tan before or done like competitions before, look at your skin, look at your undertones. For me, I tend to pull a very dark bronze undertone depending on who's doing the competition tan. I love Liquid Sunrays for a competition tan, and I get the best color from them, but there's been shows where the product's been a little bit different and I've had like a red undertone. So those are things to keep in mind when it comes to competing. Is one, what kind of undertone and what kind of skin tone do you get when you get a spray tan? If you've never competed before, try to picture yourself 5 shades darker, because that's what you're probably going to be on stage. The other thing to consider is hair color. Now, I see a lot of brunettes rock majority of colors. I've seen them rock greens, purples, dark blues. Any sort of royal tone on brunettes looks really good. For blondes, I would recommend a royal blue, a red. Blondes, I recommend you stay away from yellows and pinks. It will wash you out. Some blondes look really good in black and white too. So those are other colors to keep in mind. Now, if you are African American, you have a darker skin tone and darker complexion. Yellow is actually a very good color on a darker complexion. You could also do, I've seen greens, I've seen blacks on darker complexions, and they look amazing. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is figure out what is going to go with your complexion. For me, I've done light blue, I've done green, I've done mint blue, and I loved that mint blue so much from Angel Competition Bikinis. But my last suit that I wore for Junior Nationals, I've gotten a lot of compliments on, but me personally, I actually felt like it didn't fit my skin tone, but it was one of the most beautiful suits I've ever seen. But I think blue is my color, and it happens to be my favorite color. Now, if you're just sitting there and like, you know what, I want to wear a pink suit because pink is my favorite color and that's what I want to rock, do it. Okay, at the end of the day, you're choosing a color that you feel most confident in, and that's what's really important, is having you feel confident on stage. Now, the other thing to talk about is connectors. So, I'm going to pull out my suit right here. Connectors are these little pieces right here, what hold your suit together. So, this is a single strand connector. And then the actual top itself, we're going to talk about, has padding within there. And then you can, this is for another video, but you can stuff this. And if you're not gifted up top, we can pull it together and make it look like you are gifted, because your girl got nothing and I gotta make it work with some pillow stuffing. But that's for another video. Going to the connectors. Thin strand connectors I really like, and I find that the NPC, if that's a division you guys are competing for, really likes the thin connectors. So that's a single strand connector. You can also do bracketed connectors. You can do a double strand connector. There's a variety of connectors out there. So it just depends on the top and the bottom. You can have them both be the same. You can have them be different. For me, I like my top to just be a thin connector, and then my bottoms, I like them to also be thin because I find that it shows off the glutes more. It doesn't hide anything. You've seen, I'm sure you guys have seen the ones that drape down before, which are gorgeous, but I find they don't tend to do that well for the NPC, and that's a division I compete for. So kind of see what your organization, kind of research your organization and look at the girls that are placing and like what their suits look like. For me, I've always seen thin connectors for the NPC. Going to middle connectors, this is another piece that you can change too. So this is my junior national suit, which is gorgeous, and then this is my suit that I'm wearing in 2018. You can choose your middle connector too. And you can do a squared off one, you can do a wider one. Then again, keep in mind your bra size and chest size. I find smaller girls do better with a tinier one because it's going to pull you in more and allow for you to push up your boobs and give you more cleavage, which just allows for more symmetry in your body. If you are more gifted up top, maybe a little bit of a wider connector would be nice because it's going to give your girls more room and allow for you to adjust yourself accordingly for stage. So that is probably the biggest thing you have to keep in mind is your chest size. It's just your chest size and the organization you're competing for. So we went over color, we went over connectors. So let's go over the shiny stuff, beading. Now, suits can get expensive. I understand that. But keep in mind that this is an investment in yourself and you've worked so hard for the stage. You might as well wear something that you're going to feel 100% confident in, and you don't want to be backstage or step on stage feeling like you should have spent the extra $100 for the extra glam in the back of the suit or in the front of the suit. There's different styles from Angel Competition Bikinis. They can do a light little sparkle of gems, they can do a volcano, they can do the mermaid one. It just kind of depends on your budget and what you can afford. Now I recommend you setting some money aside and investing it into the suit, because the suit, you're going to get pictures, you might even have a photo shoot with your suit on, and it's just going to be something that you're going to remember for a while. So I recommend investing in a suit. If you really can't afford it, you can go with a plain bottom. So this would be like a plain bottom with nothing on it, and you can bead the suit yourself. So that's something that you can do if you're a little crafty or know of someone who can do that for you, and that can save you some money as well. I also want to talk about the different fabrics that you can do. You can do a plain mystic fabric like this one, or you can do a more spaced out sequin print one like this. So there's different backdrops that you can put on your suit, which is going to completely change how the gems look on the suit. So for example, another one, this suit is gemmed out. It's a pro gem with multiple colors, so it's going to hit the light differently with a blue backdrop. The other suit that I wore for Junior Nationals fades into a different color but has a black background. So the crystals are going to hit the light differently and you're going to get black undertones. And that's something that to keep in mind depending on if you want like a brighter complexion, if you want it to be darker. For me, if you want the color to really show through, let's say you love red and red is your life, make red be the backdrop and then add the red and a variety of crystals. Just know the more crystals you add, the more expensive it is going to be. Now the other thing to consider is the cut on the back of the suit. For me, competing in the NPC, I recommend doing a pro cut or a Brazilian cut because that is going to shape your glutes a little bit more, especially for the bikini division where you're getting judged on your glutes. So you might as well get a little comfortable getting a tad bit cheeky. But if you're not, they also offer a moderate cut and ones that will just cover a little bit more. Or there's also organizations where it's not appropriate for you to wear a pro cut or Brazilian cut bottom, so you're going to have to just do the moderate cut, which will cover you a little bit more. All the backs of your suit are going to be scrunchy butt, which is that little scrunch right there. That way it's just kind of held into your butt a little bit and will allow for the suit to shape around it and flatter your physique. So those are the main things when it comes to choosing a bikini. And I know it can be really overwhelming, but if you guys are having issues choosing a suit or color, I also recommend finding someone who is either in the pro circuit or you might follow them on social media that has a similar look to you. So for me, I really look up to Tawana Banks because she's a bright blonde, she's got a similar body shape as mine, and she always wears this bright blue. And she's been placing really well. So I think that kind of trying to embody someone else or someone who has a similar look as you can help you on stage. If you guys have been involved in the sport, you might know who Ashley Kaltwasser was. She rocked the green suit, and I swear to you, every girl after they saw her place with that green suit kept wearing green to shows. Like every single girl was wearing green on stage. And so that's something to keep in mind, is just look at the pros. What is the trend? Who's placing? What colors are popular? Because that means the judge either favors that style or favors that color, and that's things to take notes on if you truly want to place and do well in the sport. At the end of the day, choose a suit that makes you happy, makes you feel confident, and don't always do what's going to make the judges happy. You should compete because it's fun and something that you're doing for yourself. So yes, pleasing the judges and placing is important, at least to me, because I'm just like a competitive person. But if you're just doing it for fun and you want to wear a freaking rainbow suit on stage or a Wonder Woman suit on stage, wear that suit and rock it and own it, and I'm sure you're going to look beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions or requests on bikini prep type videos, please let me know. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, what are you doing? Follow me on Nicole for your fitness, and feel free to give this video a like because that helps support my channel and I can make more videos for you guys. I hope you all are having an awesome day, and happy suit shopping.